Hey guys, welcome back to Hit Up Rugby League. We have another podcast today. It's not an interview, unfortunately, but it's just the boys having a chat about rugby league, which there's always good moments when us three just talk, and it can go bad, we know, but we've got Liam on the vape today. How you going, Liam?
Yo, I'm doing good. Thanks for stitching me up. It's gonna be a good chat. We have 90 seconds for each team. We're gonna go through them alphabetical order, and it's gonna be a fun time. And we've also got Connor here. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you all doing?
Yeah, good, mate.
Yeah, we've taken a bit of a leaf from like an NBA sort of show thing where you get 90 seconds to talk about a team. We haven't talked about this season yet. We had our predictions podcast like 3 weeks ago. So two rounds is not like a full sample size to go off. Obviously, there's some teams that start well, some that start bad, but two rounds gives us a bit of something to go off, let's say. So going to start off our 90 seconds talking about the Brisbane Broncos, alphabetical order. We're going to give thoughts, opinions on certain players, just whatever. So this could go well or could go bad. So we'll ask Liam what he thinks about the Broncos, and the time is going to start now.
Oh, wow. The Broncos, what a fabulous start to the season. Am I right? The first 2 games of the season, 2 wins. It's a great confidence booster for them. They've been doing pretty well, and it looks like they're going to be doing pretty well this season, even though we thought they may not.
Yeah,
what about you, Joshy?
Oh.
You go, Joshy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've just been impressed considering Reynolds didn't play the first week to beat the Rabbitohs. I thought that was quite impressive. And yeah, I didn't really expect too much from the Broncos this season. They did play the Bulldogs. So I think any team should be beating at the start. And also the Rabbitohs didn't look great.
The Rabbitohs, though, first round.
The Rabbitohs haven't looked great, to be honest. But yeah, let's see. Connor's got 40 seconds to let loose on his rivals.
Yeah, I still don't rate. I think they've had a pretty easy start to the weekend, to the year, sorry, and I'm sure this week will be a wake-up call. They've got the Mighty Cows who are in form at the moment after a big win last week. And another thing that I want to point on is Katoni Staggs. I think he's had a really slow year, and when he gets a bit of confidence going, I think they'll be a way better team with Cobbo as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
People said Walters was going to be sacked, but now they win 2 games. Like, oh, he's amazing, So it's a classic. It's a coach's role, I guess. But yeah. Okay, so that's the first team. Go straight to the Camber Raiders. What are your thoughts on them so far, Connor?
I'm kind of mixed. I think they had a good round 1, but obviously they've had a lot of injuries, which has set them quite a bit. I think they were really disappointing last week. They obviously stayed in it for the first half, but I think the Cows were just too good.
Obviously, you would think that, Connor. The Raiders didn't look good at all last weekend against the Cowboys. It was a bit of an upset for the Raiders fans, but that first round against the Sharks, they did pretty well, and I reckon they're going to do pretty well this season. They've been looking good, although they do have a lot of injuries, so that could impact them. So we'll just see how they go.
Yeah, their young half coming back. He wasn't there last week. Is it Snyder? I think he looked real good in round 1. Wasn't obviously there round 2, but comes back this week. But I think the disappointing thing for me is, if I was a Raiders fan, is how it was like 10-6 at halftime or 6-6 at halftime. Then you end up losing 26-6. Like, those are the worst, when at least for your for and against, stay in the fight and at least keep it close, where if you lose by 20 in a game like that, it's really heartbreaking as a fan.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think another thing that's disappointing as a fan for the Raiders is how Jared Croker hasn't even got a shot this year. I think that's obviously a massive downfall for the Raiders. They've obviously got some young talent, but it's tough when you've had an experienced player outside of your team for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's perfect timing. That was good 1 minute.
They're doing well, boys. They're doing well.
Yeah, straight to the Bulldogs. I can start this one off. What are they this season? 0-2? Oh, no, they beat the Cowboys.
No, they beat the Cowboys.
Oh, no. No, I've had 2 pretty low-scoring games, which you'd be happy about if you're a Bulldogs fan, but they haven't scored points either. A lot of errors in their game. They really need to clean it up, I think, and it's the issue with a new team, we actually said that at the start of the season, is that it's hard to gel, especially on attack with a new team, if you know what I mean. Like, you've got like 10 new players. It's hard to spread it and have combinations right with players. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, well, it's been a great first round for the Bulldogs. If you're a Bulldogs fan, it's been really good beating the Cowboys. It was a close, gritty match. Some people may say the Cowboys were robbed, kind of, but the second round wasn't as good. You said there was a low scoring game. You'd think with the new players they would be scoring a lot more, but they're going to get definitely a wake up call from the Sea Eagles this weekend.
Yeah, I've only got like a couple words for the Bulldogs. I think they had a pretty lucky start to the season. Obviously, Cowboys got robbed. I'll say it and I'll say it. But yeah, week 2 they were absolutely terrible, and I don't know how Jaden Ockenball's still spot in the team. Every try seems to be scored down his side. If you watch Herbie Farnworth last week, he just ran laps around him.
It's fine margins. You could see them being 2-0. You could see them being 0-2. Like, to be 1-1, I feel like they could be considered pretty lucky, but yeah. Who's the next team? We got the Sharks. You want to start us off here, Connor? What are your thoughts on the Sharks so far?
Yeah, to be fair, I think they're really underachieving for the team that they have. Obviously had a big win against Parramatta last week, which will be a good get up for them. They had a close game.
Only by 2 points.
Yeah. Huh?
Only by 2 points, Connor. Big one.
Yeah. But considering
against the Eels.
They're missing their main men in the middle, so that's not a bad result.
Yeah, it's been a not the best start for week 1 against the Raiders. The Raiders outclassed them, but definitely picked it up in that second week, and I'm looking a bit not too happy at the moment with my ladder predictions. They might be a bit higher.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I didn't think they'd come 14th, but I definitely did think they'd be around like that 6th or 7th region, which 1 win, 1 loss, you could sort of take that as being 8th or something like that, like come the end of the season. But it is the guys like Hines that has to step up, which he has so far. He's been awesome. But it's, to be honest, I really expect them to really come through, especially at the end of the season, but we'll really see with them. But we've got 14 seconds. Any other thoughts on the Sharks?
Yeah, it's just
when all their players are healthy, I really rate the Sharks. I think they'll be tough to beat this year.
Yeah, sweet.
That's what I was going to say, mate.
We've got the Gold Coast Titans. Liam, you want to start us off?
Oh yeah, look, the Titans have had an all right start to the season. Just losing to the Eels, it wasn't. You expected the Eels to win that one, so and then round 2 they beat the Warriors, so that was a good confidence booster for them. But then again, should have beat the Warriors, so and still 2 points difference. So yeah, we'll see how they go. Connor thinks they're going to go all the way this year, but doesn't look likely at the moment.
Nah. I think they're. I don't want to say underachieving, but I definitely think they're in that mid region of the table by the end of the season, because obviously Brimson with the move to halves, Jaden Campbell starting at fullback, I think that's a really good move. He complements Token very well. So, yeah, I think they'll do well behind the Titans pack.
It was the issue of them not making any signings. Like, we said it before the season started. Like, they made a couple, but not really anything that, like, a needle mover, that moves the needle to get them in the top 6, top 4. But I didn't actually. I saw bits of the Warriors game on Saturday night. Had something else going on, but what I heard from a lot of people is that they were terrible. The Titans, that the Warriors should have put them away, which is really annoying. But it's like, the problem is that you got to win those games when you play bad, and that's what they've done for a couple of years now. So it's good that you can win when you're playing bad, but yeah. Sweet. We are going to the Manly Seagulls, who are not had the greatest start to the season in 16.
Yeah, I'll start this off, Josh. I'll start this off.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going right into it, mate. Right into it. The Manly Seagulls, 16th at the moment. What can be said about them? Not much at all. They haven't had the best start to the season. They played obviously the Panthers in round 1. Obviously, we're going to get beaten in that. Well, you'd think, and then the Roosters. So they have had a tough start 2 weeks of the season, but yeah, definitely this week. For hopefully they thrash the Bulldogs, because if they don't, it's not going to be looking good for their whole team. And I've got Cherry Evans as my captain for Supercoach this week. So come on, you Eagles.
Yeah.
If you guys watched the later prediction, you obviously would have seen that Liam has picked them as the grand final winners, so he's not looking too good.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up, mate. Didn't want to bring it up.
If you remember the last time Manly played the Bulldogs, they actually bet them by 60 points. So if that's an indicator to go off, I think Manly would be good this week. They normally lose the first cup when they start building form. So I think this is the week they start building form.
Yeah.
Can you give a score prediction, Connor?
I'll go 42-18 Manly with a Jason, Sub, and Garrick to both score. There's your 10.
I reckon 20-0. I'm going to say 20-0. I just think the Bulldogs' attack sucks. Oh, I've ran out of time. Ran out of time. Liam took over. So I'll start this one off then. We've now got the Melbourne Storm, who, as always, people talk shit about them, and they're 100% win rate, haven't lost a game yet. People want some vintage Melbourne Storm form, like they haven't really dominated yet, but of course they still get it done. Worrying injuries to Welch and Smith and Jennings, but as we always see, their depth always prevails. So Storm are always going to be around that top four, and Bellamy's going to cement himself as one of the greatest coaches. And yeah, that's all I got to say.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just want to put it out to both of you. Do you think they're a bit shaky though? Because they only won 1 point against the Rabbitohs last week, 15-14, and in the first half against that Tigers game, the Tigers were up for it. So do you think they're a bit shaky, or do you think they'll just keep performing how they are?
I think they're right.
I think they're right personally. I think the injuries have definitely shaken them, and I feel like they'll definitely feel the pressure this week because obviously Brandon Smith, starting hooker's out, Harry Grant's out with COVID, Bullshard's out. So I don't know who they're going to play there. Something will come. Does he? Yeah.
Don't know.
What?
Does anyone know who's hooker for Storm this week?
I have no idea.
Don't know.
There was a guy that played for them last year that could be. It wasn't any of those guys you just named, but I'm trying to remember his name. I don't know. I think they'll still be fine. They're just too clinical. That's the issue, is that they're just ran out of time again. Now can I just have a minute and a half here for Liam? A minute and a half for the Newcastle Knights. Maybe we'll give a minute to Liam and then 30 seconds to me and Connor to put him down. So how are you feeling, Liam?
Look, top of the table, baby. Top of the table. That first game against the Roosters, how good. Joseph Manu, James Tedesco, just Daniel Tupou couldn't do anything against us. We're just amazing at the moment. And look at the moment, how many people the Panthers have got out. No Cleary, To'o's out, and Fisher Harris is out, and one other. I can't think off the top of my head. But look, I don't think the Panthers have any chance this weekend. I think the Knights are really up for this and are showing that they are a title contending team. We are doing, how can you not say that after a big win against the Roosters, and we did so well in round 2 against the West Tigers? We just demolished them.
They're good side, the Tigers.
Go on, Connor.
4 words. Fall off starts now. You guys are dropping.
Yeah.
That's all.
No chance, mate. No chance.
It's going to go
Cowboys
would.
Look, the Knights, we don't have the best halves in the game. I can be completely honest. We don't have the best halves, but they have been performing well when we needed them to be. They've been performing so well. What's his name? Clifford and
Clune.
Yeah,
Clune.
Clune. Yeah, Clune. I was thinking K something, but no. They've been doing so well and performing when the Knights need them to be. So I just can't wait to see what they got.
So I just want to say there, just next 3 fixtures for the Knights: Panthers, Sharks, Seagulls. So could 3 in a row loss.
Bring it on.
Could go really badly. But we're now going on to the next big. Oh, what do you say, Connor?
So what you're saying is by round 5, they'll be 12th, 13th, and Leon will be eating his words.
Yeah, I'm definitely clipping that and putting that on Instagram. That big speech from Liam, though, that was so good.
So Josh, we'll give you the reins here. The next team is of course, the New Zealand Warriors. So you take it away, mate.
Yeah, to be honest, it's one of those things where it's like I expected it coming into the start of the season. Like, oh, we always start bad. The Warriors are known for being the worst starters in the comp, but when it happens every year, it disappoints you. Like, it happens so often where we lose like first 3 or 4, go on a run around Origin period, then choke again at the end of the season. But yeah, it's going to be another tough season. This week is a must-win game against the Tigers, but if you lose that, it really could be. We never win the Spoon, but I'm actually really worried this year that we could actually do it. But yeah, we got to win this week. We just got to get back into that form. Like once we get that one win, we'll get a couple, and it's always we just don't close games out. So I expected it, but again, disappointed. So yeah, that's all I got to say.
Do you think if you guys win the Spoon, will Reece Walsh leave?
I think he's leaving anyway. We've already seen Aitkins left today. He's leaving. There's going to be a lot more leaving. I think Walsh is already leaving, but the Spoon, you have to be a really bad team to get the Spoon. Like the Knights got it 3 years in a row, so I don't think we'll be doing that. Yeah, but it's going to be around 14th, 15th. You guys got 20 seconds. Talk shit.
You go, Connor. You go.
Your meeting.
Look, it's the Warriors. Yeah, they're never a good starter of the season, as you said. So I don't expect much in this year. Down at least the 14th or 16th spot.
Say it, Connor. I want to hear it.
I know the time's up, but there was that one season where you had a really strong start to the season and you ended up going to the finals. But losing Penrith. But because you guys are on like a 4 or 5 game win streak, if you can just start your seasons fast, I think you guys have a good shot.
That season we won 5 in a row, then we lost 5 in a row, and we ended up in like 8 or something. It was so disappointing. It was us and the Dragons that both won 5 in a row. But yeah, it's always focus on Origin period, and if that's your goal every season, what happens if you do bad in Origin period? You're going to be like 15th. So yeah. Anyway, I just realized all 3 of our teams in a row. We had the Knights, the Warriors, and now the Cowboys. Let's hear Connor talk about how they're the best team in the world, and yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. This is going to you, NRL Instagram. They sleep on the Cowboys every fucking week, and I'm over it. Bottom of the pack rankings. After a 20-point win, Manly can't win, Warriors can't win, Tigers can't win, and we're still bottom of the power rankings. Like, come on. Everyone's sleeping on us. Keep sleeping on us. We're going to prove wrong. We'll beat the Broncos. We've got a tough one next week, the Roosters. I think JT being in the coaching staff is a massive boost for us. I think it's Tom gone up another year, and he controls with Townsend. So I think our halves will be off the back pack and we'll score a few tries through the hammer and Murray and Kyle. So yeah, I definitely rate us this year.
Connor, did you think that the Cowboys would have a better more points on the board start to the season due to your preseason?
To be fair, if I did think we were going to start strong, but that Bulldogs really like.
You should be 2-0. That's the thing. If you're a bit better, 2-0, and that's I just got to say, I think Reynolds is going to be massive this week. Like with I don't get why Todd Payton would put that on him. We didn't want you. We wanted Chad Townsend instead. Like I reckon it could be an Adam Reynolds masterclass this week. Like I don't know why do that. You know, like what's the point of doing it when you're about to play? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next? Got the Parramatta Eels, Fox League's favorite team. What are our thoughts? To be honest, it's just they've become a team I've loved to hate just because the way I don't get why everyone loves them so much. Like I think it's a bit
para Eels.
I think it's just partly because they haven't won a title in so long. Like it's been like 50 years or something like that. But they just seems like everyone loves Moses and stuff, and I'm just like I like Moses. I think he's a solid player, but I think the Eels are going to be right where around we said like 6th or 7th, but keep scoring Gutho. But yeah,
I obviously have the Parramatta Eels as my premiership favourites, so I think they'll go well. I think Mitch Moses is having a blinder so far this year, and I think they'll go all the way. I'm backing them.
Definitely, they're doing all right this season. So we'll see if they end up in that top 8 spot like we think.
I think that first, obviously round one's hard to go off, but the way they almost lost to the Titans, who were terrible in that game, it's like they are they almost need the game to be real fast paced, which when it comes to finals, it slows down a bit. And that's where they sort of, like the guys like Gutherson don't really get used as much, So that would be my only worry with them. But if in a fast paced game against most of the shit teams, they'll dominate and score points on them. But it's against the good teams where they struggle. Sweet. Got a few more teams. Got Penrith Panthers, the reigning premiers. What are your thoughts on them, Liam?
Oh, they've started out well, 2-1 to start the season, but we're going to say it again and again. 2 weeks of the game doesn't really tell us much. But obviously they're one of the top sides in the league, so they'll be obviously up there in the finals. And sorry, I'm about to sneeze. But I think it'll be actually a really close game. Everyone's going to say the Panthers are going to obliterate the Knights, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be really good.
I don't think they're going to win. They'll win.
I'm going to have to call you out on something, Liam.
Yeah.
You said that the first 2 weeks doesn't say anything, but you said that the Knights are title contenders after 2 weeks. So what do you?
I've got to be biased to the Knights. Come on, Connor. You're biased to the Warriors. Josh, come on.
No, I'm a bit more. I'm a bit less biased compared to you two. Come on.
But be well up there again. To be fair, they'll be third, and they'll probably make it to prelims and grand final again. I'd say. Yeah, I rate them.
Thing is, they've won 2 games without their best player. Like probably one of the best players in the comp. Like that just shows they're going to be tested, obviously. But like the Storm, you have a feeling that they'll just keep winning. And Blood, some of these, all the good teams seem to have these youngsters coming through that just do well. That's the frustrating part. But yeah. We now have the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Who wants to talk about this train wreck?
Go on, Connor.
They were actually my favourite team to watch last year. I picked them pretty much every single week, like through the playoffs. I knew they were going to go well, but I honestly had them like top 3. Oh no, I had them 6th because I knew they'd fall down, but I didn't know it would be this bad. With Bennett as coach, I didn't think it'd go that bad.
Yeah.
It's fallen apart.
Yeah, no, they've been...
Walker's a shambles. I picked him 5th in Supercoach, and he's averaging like 20 points. And you watch him play, and he's not. I'm not going to say he's invisible, but on attack last year he was everywhere, like try-assist galore, doing everything. This year feels like he just gets skipped out of the play a lot, which is a bit worrying for him. But what were you going to say, Liam?
Oh yeah, just your comment before, train wreck. It's not been the greatest start to the season, especially losing a key man that I love, Dane Gagai. Oh yeah, but no, they've been doing okay, but they should be definitely out there. Near the end of the season, so I reckon they'll make top 8, but I don't reckon top 4, to be honest.
It's gonna be a bad look on the coach, eh? Like a team's in the grand final, they haven't really lost. They've lost Gagai, and Reynolds, but it's almost like they have the talent to still obviously contend for the top 4, even the title, which is it's a bit of a worry for them. But the time went off, but I clicked okay. We've still got 4 teams to go, so we'll get through these quick. The St. George Dragons. Anyone keen on talking about them?
You can start us off, Joshy.
Yeah. Saw a lot of them in round 1, obviously, and they looked a lot better than they actually are. Got put down to earth a bit last week, but people say that they actually could have won that game against Penrith. A few calls went their way if Jaden Sewer wasn't sin-binned, but they have actually looked a bit better than a lot of people would have thought this season. But that's why a lot of people said dark horse. A lot of people said, they might be bad, but So whether you have a few young guys and you get signed guys like Aaron Woods, obviously he's injured now, but like you sign guys that are a bit older, which I like with their side. But yeah, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think they had a real improvement. They brought in Moses Mbai, who was one of the Tigers' leaders last year, and he's coming off the bench. And Ben Hunt's been superb this year, I feel like. And yeah, I honestly reckon they were on top of the Panthers for a good 40. And a couple bad calls went their way. Like, even as a mutual fan, they're just bad calls. And I think they were robbed.
That's your favourite saying, isn't it, Connor?
Robbed.
Yeah, they only lost by 4. They were really on top of them, but yeah, as you said, bad calls just sometimes just don't go your way.
They saw someone did it, like a scientist did it, and he like Sewer was like 0.01 seconds late.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's so bad. That's heartbreaking. 2 more teams to go. We've got the team that Liam's team dominated, the Sydney Roosters. What were your thoughts on them in round 1, and Liam, and round 2?
Look, they were an absolute shambles round 1. They were expected to destroy the Knights. I was not hoping for them. My multi was obviously lost that round, but I was very happy otherwise. They did pick themselves up against the Sea Eagles, which is a good win to beat a team that was performing so well last year. And so they do have some work to do to get back up there, but they are sitting about middle of the table. They're 8th at the moment, so not looking amazing, but yeah, they should have good games coming up. Like, you think like Tedesco is just gonna like how do you lose against a team like the Knights with like the players like Tedesco and Joey Manu? And so I'm just I don't have much to say about them. Is that they're having a shambles at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously with no bias included, they have 2, you'd think, easy games coming up. They have the Rabbitohs, who are 0-2, and then they have the Cowboys next week. You'd think they'd win. I think the Roosters will be well up there. I think they'll be 2nd, 3rd. I still rate them heaps.
I think it's a case of just round 1, especially with Carey coming back after so long, that it's one of those things. Sometimes in round 1, you come back and you have a shocker. That can happen, but just in round 1, it gets magnified a lot more is the problem. People think, oh, no, they're done. But yeah, I think they'll bounce back 100%. Last team.
Well, just before we keep going on, I think we got one more team. Do we got?
Yeah.
And just that round 1, it goes to show that anything can happen in the game. You take a look at, like, the Sharks lost. You'd think they would have won that game. The Rabbitohs lost. Think they would have won that. The Roosters, Knights bet them, so Roosters should have won that. And the Bulldogs bet the Cows. Like, it just shows, like, especially as you said, Connor, they've got some easy games coming up. But then again, you never know.
Yeah, I felt like at the end of last season, I felt like you knew who was going to win each game. When we were doing our tipping, it was always like 7 for 8, 8 for 8, 6 for 8. Where now it's like 3 from 8, 4 from 8 is a good round, just because at the start of the season, you never know. At the end, it gets a bit easier. But we'll go with one of the best teams in the comp to finish off. Last but not least, the West Tigers. What are you guys' thoughts on them?
Go on, Connor.
That could come back to bite me. I shouldn't have said that.
They're gonna clip that.
Should we go back to the train wreck comment?
Yeah.
No, I've only got 4 words for them as well. See you, Michael Maguire.
Oh, get him for the kick.
Ex-Barcy.
Yeah. Let him focus
Get
on the job.
Get your
Tigers fans.
I mean,
I'm probably thinking in that Storm game at the start, we're going to be good this season. We're up for this, and then it all just fell apart.
Nice.
I'm definitely going to eat my words a bit here, but if the Warriors lose them, it'll be so heartbreaking just because we should beat them, but it's one of those ones where you feel like we might lose to them, but they aren't that great. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, they're not. We predict. I think we all had the bottom of the table for our ladder prediction, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all that needs to be said. Is they did okay against the Storm in the first half, but yeah, they're like the Warriors. They just can't hold it out.
Okay, the clock's about to stop.
I feel like we should finish on a positive for the Tigers. I'd say Jackson Hastings is a big positive.
Yeah.
I think that's their only, to be honest.
He is out for 3 weeks, which is, if the Warriors lose to them without Jackson Hastings, it's going to be a disaster. Okay. Got 10 minutes left in the podcast, maybe slightly less. A lot of people have been asking, where are your guys' tips? They loved our tips last year. We were supposed to do a tipping comp this year. We were going to do a big 25-round tipping comp, but like we did last year, but we haven't really got round to it.
We can start it up this year. So 23, it shouldn't be too bad. We've just been, just really busy organising for the season and
Interviews
and just interviews, other life stuff's going on. So we can start it now.
Should we just quickly go through and just say who we pick? We won't go into detail. We'll just quickly pick them.
We only have like 5 minutes, so do you want me to go first or?
Just go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna go Sharks. I'll skip that game. I'll go Roosters, Panthers, Storm, Raiders, Broncos, Seagulls. And I'm gonna have to back my team here. I'm gonna have to go Warriors, but it's a very cautious Warriors. I don't back it too much. I'm not gonna be surprised, let's say, if we lose. But what about you? What about you, Liam?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go Dragons. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm with you, Josh. I'm gonna go the Warriors on this one.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go the Roosters. I'm gonna go the Knights. I'm gonna go the Storm. I'm gonna go the Titans, the Broncos, and the Seagulls.
Oh, we've got a lot of differences there, so it's gonna be interesting to look back at it next week. And what about you, Connor?
Yeah, I'm going Cronulla. I'm going the Warriors.
Oh.
I'm going the Roosters.
Oh.
Penrith.
Hello?
Eels.
Right.
Yeah, Eels.
So I assume you went Storm. You cut out for me there, but I'm assuming you went.
I went Eels there.
Instead of Storm. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go Titans, Cowboys, and Man.
Okay. Got a lot of differences, which I wasn't expecting. I'm really worried that everyone has gone the Warriors. That's a massive worry.
The Titans just obliterate them, beat them like 30 points.
If the Warriors lose, I can't say it was just me. You guys backed it as well. We can all be angry at them, but I feel like I thought it was going to be it's going to be real close, but someone's going to get 7 or 8 out of 10. Someone's going to get 4 or 5, or it's going to be 6 out of. It's going to be really close, which is going to be really interesting. I feel like the Raiders Titans game was real hard to pick because I went Raiders, you two went Titans. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And also, I thought Connor was going to go Rabbitohs, but because that was his pick last year the whole way through. But yeah.
Well, yeah. Just before we wrap it up, Josh, I just had a thing I wanted to ask you. So as and the viewers, all our amazing viewers out there, as if you hear the news, the Warriors are coming home for 4 games this year. And I just want to say, how excited are you? And also, do you think because of it, a lot of Australian players, are going to be leaving the club?
Yes, a lot of Australian players are going to be leaving the club. Saw that with Aitken today. I've heard, obviously, Walsh is another one they've been talking about. One player that won't is Adam Fanua-Blake. That apparently he wants to come to New Zealand, which you never know. But he's probably been my player of the season so far for the Warriors. But it's definitely because a lot of people probably thought we're never going to have to go back to New Zealand. Obviously, eventually, but they may have thought 2 years' time, stay in Australia. COVID won't be good by then. And yeah, but it's such a boost for New Zealand Rugby League in particular. For Australia, they get to go and watch footy games pretty much anywhere where we have union. There's not much league games to go to unless it's grassroots stuff, which obviously isn't the same. And imagine that first game, the boost it's going to give, and it's going to be historic for New Zealand sport. Hopefully the Warriors can actually produce some good showings. We're a lot better at Mount Smart compared to Aussie, but you just never know what the boys are going to do. But you guys excited, even though it's not your team?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've actually can't wait to actually go see some footy because I can't remember the last. What would have been the last game that I went to? It would have been
Maybe
probably
it's a Warriors Bulldogs game at Westpac.
yeah, Warriors Bulldogs. Yeah, it's at Westpac. It was called back then, but
Where we
yeah,
lost
so it'll be
by
interesting.
fucking I remember it. We threw it back and then Reynolds just was standing back in the play the ball and just grabbed the ball and ran off. Like he was obviously not offside, but and the Innes Falcon, they
Yeah,
on Innes. It was like that's the thing. It's like live sport. There's nothing better. You see a lot more than on the TV, and you actually see the hits. You feel the hits. You see how
yeah.
people are, but pity
Mm.
none of your teams are coming. It could have been a massive night.
Oh, would have been massive. Would have been massive. And just watch out. I've heard that there are some rumors that there might be some vlogs coming out on the YouTube channel. So if you want to check us out on the YouTube, just just thumbs up there, Josh. Yeah, just if you don't watch the YouTube, check it out because those vlogs will definitely be amazing. You get to see us reacting to the games, especially Joshy.
Yeah. And you see us a bit more intoxicated than we normally are on here. So party vibes. Anything else to say? We can wrap it up here. Anything else?
No, man, it's just hype for the season. Up the Newcastle Knights.
Connor?
Yeah, been a pleasure as always. Let's go.
Yeah,
Make
just
sure to check us out on Instagram and Head Up Rugby League podcast. And yeah, just thanks for watching, guys.
definitely try and get more interviews. I know you guys are messaging, you love interviews. We love the interviews, but we also love just talking us three. It's a bit more freer, a lot more rugby league chat, but the interviews are going to be fun. We're hoping for a big one next week, but yeah, who knows? Sweet guys, thank you.
Later.